I first met Westside Lo back in 2023 when he performed his song Limelight at the Grog Shop. The song includes a touching tribute to his father, and I love seeing artists playing on piano. Westside Lo has been supporting me for years, and I'd like to take this opportunity to support him with my platform in this episode of the Artist Spotlight series. I sincerely hope you enjoy.
Hello, my name is Westside Lo. I'm from the west side of Cleveland, Midwest region. Conversation about the latest, my new album, Alignment, and just life in general.
I want to start out by giving big congratulations for your album Alignment.
Thank
Had
you.
some beautiful production and lyricism.
Yeah,
And so, what does the project represent to you?
just represents the alignment of inner self, and the cover art kind of represents that. The deep-rooted tree and the symbolism around, or is just what the values of alignment, the meaning of alignment, balance, love, goals, all of those things that kind of played a part, boundaries, and getting to tap more into my inner self to be able to explore the next level that I wanted to tap in.
When you think of alignment and you relate it to this image of a tree, where does that come from?
The tree is mostly just for the deep-rooted values of myself that were aligned within me, and that was the whole concept behind alignment. Is I want people to listen to this album and are you aligned within yourself? And it could be different symbolisms. Those were just my particular categories.
What was the production process like for Alignment? How'd you bring it together?
It was amazing. I have my in-house production. My guys, we go into every album, what we want to do and how we want to do it. Shout out to my brother Steve, my brother Will. But this project was interesting because we actually had some new production. That was also me challenging myself to want to work with new producers, but to still keep the sound and the goal be the goal. So DJ Corey Grand played a role in this album. Major role was my guy Lottie Da. He produced a good chunk of it as well. He was the one that was really lining us up, to which direction we wanted to stay, which pocket we wanted to stay in. Shout out to my guy Lo Katana in the UK. We connected with the UK on this one. There's a record on the album called Worldwide, so that was that connection right there. So yeah, we got some new people. Shout out to my guy Super Low Key, and sorry if I forget anybody, but yeah, this album production wise, it was more challenging because it was some people that I've been wanting to work with, and how do we tie that to what we do?
I've greatly enjoyed following your rise over the years. What led to you becoming a musician, and what inspires you to write today?
That's a great question. Music has just, as since I was a young kid, it's something that's always caught my attention. Growing up on TRL, 106 in Park, just flipping from BET to MTV, VH1, the kind of music that was being played in my household. But when I graduated high school is when I was allowed myself to be like, okay, it's time to take that step into doing music. Wanting to do it for so long, but how am I going to put it, into play was the biggest thing for me.
And what sort of things drive your creativity now?
Life, my kids, just living life to seek the inspiration. You got to live through it for me personally, being a storyteller, being a wordsmith and a lyricist, you just, it's what's around you, and I'm inspired. I can be inspired from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. So yeah, it's my surroundings of life.
I love hearing people talk about their families and balancing that life with being a musician. How
Yeah.
does that work for you?
Works great. Works great. I got a great support system at home and just in general. So it's about your village, and if you have that village around you, I think it makes things easier at any given time. But, for me, I've always had a great support system, and the balance is great between work, family, music. I've always, anybody who knows me knows how organized I am, how strategic I am about things. So it works for me.
So you take a lot of pride in being an indie artist and portraying the image of independence when it comes to making music. How does that shape your marketing approach?
Ah, man, that's a great question. I think you have to be not steering away for the fact that anyone wants a major deal or a major collaboration, but indie gives you the freedom, indie gives you the control, and the marketing is just, that's me just trying my best to how I want to market this rollout and how I want to do it. So yeah, I think just embracing the indie role is just more so embracing the freedom of it and knowing that this whole process is in my hands, sink or swim.
Cleveland is a massive influence on your work, evident from your name and visuals especially. How has Cleveland influenced your path and image?
Cleveland has just impacted a lot. Growing up here, this city has a lot to offer, and I just think it's just been impactful, just where I was raised, a little bit of everywhere, who I was around, some of the people that were coming up in Cleveland and that were helped putting Cleveland on the map. It was super inspiring. I can add as well, there will be a deluxe to alignment that will be coming in the next 30 days with 3 new records, nothing from the vault, nothing that did not make the album. I was super inspired just off of the feedback alone. I had quite a bit of people asking me, like, is there a deluxe? Like, it was 13 records. I thought that was fitting, just more for the attention span purpose. But no, people were definitely, I got the vibe that people wanted more. And I'll be honest, I had no intentions to do a deluxe because I wanted to focus on other things about the rollout. But within a few weeks after, shout out to my guy Steve, my guy Will, one's in Nashville, one's in Tampa. We cooked up the deluxe in like a 6-day span, all written, recorded, and it's done. That was just solely off of energy and like, wow, like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know when I was gonna get back to recording right away, so that was nice that I got right back, a few weeks after, all new material, right back to it. I just want people to know the name Westside Lo. I want to play for some of the bigger crowds, and I just want to be an inspiration.
And when it comes to manifesting and this nature of alignment and spirituality, where does that come from for you?
Uh, just me getting older and just me tapping into more of the self-care aspect of me, and also getting to know myself. There's no, for me, there's no age at that. Where were you at 17? Where were you at 25? Now me, I'm about to be 30. So it's just me. Where am I at? Who am I? Who is Low? Who is D'Angelo? And that was, and it's not like it's two different people, but just more so like, who am I and what do I want to do going into my 30s? For me, it was about thinking of the next 10 years. I've covered the last 10, so what are we going to do for the next 10? Thank you for having me.
Of course. Is there anyone you'd like to take this final opportunity to mention or that you've had on your mind?
Uh, Thank everybody, thank everybody who was involved in this whole process. I'm gonna try to just go down the list. It's quite a bit of people, but I think I'm pretty good here with memory. But thank you to the home team, aka Fabian, Will Y, Steve. Shout out to Lottie, Corey Grant, Super Low Key, Low Katana. Thank you to Jake Harness for the video treatment, Ariana Capers for the artwork. Just thank you to everybody. Nate Christine, Swanky showed up as features. Thank you to Speaker the Devil for hosting us for the listening party of this rollout. Thank you to My Cousin Vintage for hosting us for the pop-up we just had for the vinyl and CD release. Just thank you to everybody who has helped bring my vision to light. And if I forgot a few people, my apologies, but thank you to everybody who has stepped in, from photographers to writers to just everybody who helps and lends that hand. So thank you for making alignment possible. Thank you for helping me bring my dreams to light. And thank you to everybody, and thank you to Jack. We appreciate it.
Hey, much love.
Much love.